I was having a look across all the major media outlets, keeping up to date with the latest football news. On the Herald Sun, set the list of articles that detailed every AFL club and their players, with the main point giving each player a rating. The culmination of every player in the AFL being rated led to a top 50 list. Kind of. The AFL top 50 list is done by the chief Herald Sun reporter every year before the season. Mark Robinson has been in charge of it for a fair while now, but this list featured 52 players in which all were given a rating of 85 plus, but the criteria was even stranger. The out of 100 score was a prediction of their 2024 performances based on 2023, their expected improvement or decline, and the role in their side. It's essentially a prediction on all the players who will be around or inside the top 50 in the competition. The only reason it caught my attention was because there are a few surprise inclusions and a whole lot of players that on the aforementioned criteria are missing. The first surprise is Fremantle ruck forward Luke Jackson, who was given an 89 rating. It's a rating above Darcy Moore, Charlie Cameron, Tom Stewart and others. That is very high. Jackson was good last year, but wasn't a game changer for Fremantle, who fell back down the ladder in 2023. With Sean Darcy coming back in to play ruck, it means Jackson will have to play significant time forward again. His 22 goals last season was an okay return, so unless he can kick 35 plus and be great as a 50% ruckman, then how else can he impact? The talent is there, and if he was a solo ruck, the high rating would make sense, but it seems hard to believe he's on the level of Zach Merritt or Jordan Dawson. A couple others who seem a touch low include Patrick Cripps, rated 87, and Charlie Cameron at 86. Cripps did have a slightly down year, but he still polled 22 Brownlow votes and will be critical for the Blues as he was last season. And Charlie Cameron is the premier small forward in the competition and has back-to-back 50 goal plus years. It's nitpicking, but that 86 could go up 2 or 3 ratings. The rest of the players on the list fit in nicely, but there are so many omissions from this 85 plus group. The biggest miss has to be Taylor Walker. I know he's turning 34, and you could say that means he's in decline, but in 2023 he kicked 76 goals, coming second in the Coleman. How is he not on the list? In 2024, he will still be the Crows' most important forward, not only in a goal-kicking sense, but with his field kicking and leadership. If Nick Larkey is an 87, Walker should be at least his equal, if not a rating or 2 higher. Luke Davis-Uniacke isn't listed. He only played 14 games due to injury, but when he was on the field, he was the 10th highest rated player. He's North's best midfielder, and even in his limited fitness last year, he polled 13 Brownlow votes. At the end of the year, he may be in the top half dozen players. 85 should be his minimum. A couple other on-ballers in Tim Kelly and Josh Dunkley aren't there. If Chad Warner is an 85, these two certainly are. Kelly is a reigning best and fairest, averaging over 28 disposals per game, and will be the leader in that engine room. And how about the effect Dunkley had? He didn't pile up the huge stats like some others, but his ball hunting and defensive work rate is elite. It's a bizarre omission. Throw in Darcy Parish, Callum Mills, Josh Kelly, Will Day, and even a veteran in Scott Pendlebury, and it's a lengthy list of guys who didn't reach 85. So in preparation for the official top 50 list coming into 2024 and to remove and add players from the previous list, here is the Sporting Eye's top 20 players right now. A whole top 50 would be way too long, and 20 is tough enough itself. This isn't a prediction, but solely based on every player right now coming off of 2023. Let's begin. Number 1 is Marcus Bonampelli. He was unlucky not to win his first Brownlow, but took home another AFLPA MVP. He dragged the Bulldogs over the line numerous times in 2023. Second spot goes to Nick Dacos. If he didn't hurt his knee at the back end of the year, the Brownlow surely would have been his. He can play anywhere on the field and was fantastic in the grand final. Number 3 is Toby Green. Great first year as captain, kicking 66 total goals and is unstoppable in the forward 50. He changed his reputation in just 12 months. Christian Petrarca sits fourth. 28 disposals a game with 28 goals on the season proves how dominant he has become. His move further forward in the year worked a treat as he hit the scoreboard regularly. Just a power athlete. Number 5 is Charlie Curnow. Back-to-back Colemans and is the favourite for a third in a row. Hyper-athletic player who can outmark anyone, but he's bouncy on the ground with great skills. 6th is Jordan De Goey. Still yet to be All-Australian, but the home and away season has never been that important to him. Dominated the finals, being a clearance beast in the prelim, while kicking 2 critical goals in the grand final, backing up his efforts in the 2018 grand final run. Number 7 is Sam Taylor. He's the best key defender in the competition. He has the ability to swallow up opposition key forwards while at the same time intercepting and spoiling everything away. At 24, it's scary how good he is. Number 8 is Zach Butters. He's so quick and agile, but his skill is still overlooked. His little dinky kicks open up the game so much, and his transition out of stoppages is elite. So creative and fast, it's very difficult to stop his offensive play. Errol Goulden sits at 9. It's hard to remember a wingman gets so much of the ball. He plays much bigger than his size, and like Butters, his skills are top notch. High IQ and a big leg means he can shred teams apart, which led to him almost causing a Brownlow boil over. And rounding out the top 10 is Taylor Walker. His 76 goals were boosted by bags against the Eagles, but his output was unreal. Only behind Charlie Curnow for key forwards, but you can argue his field kicking and assisting is a level above his, only getting better with age. Number 11 is Brownlow medalist Lachie Neale. Didn't put up godly stats like we have seen him do before, but his clearance work is still the best. He's so weavy in and out of traffic and might have the best hands in the competition. James Sicily sits 12th. Finally was All-Australian for the first time, having a massive year. 26.4 disposals per game was a career high, and he can do everything down back, intercept marking and rebounding with his big kicks. Hawthorn are much worse when their captain isn't playing. Number 13 is Connor Rozee. Much like Butters, he is lightning quick with fast, agile feet. 25 touches per game and 21 total goals is a big return and earned him another All-Australian selection. A high metres game player who wants to get the ball forward. Number 14 is Tom Stewart, another All-Australian and best and fairest. He's the best medium-sized defender by far and is a total game wrecker. 3.4 intercept marks per game and 8.5 intercept possessions show the havoc he causes. He never has a bad game. Number 15 is Jordan Dawson. He had a career-high season in most metrics and played great in the Crows' big games. A high-kicking midfielder who can lace out leading forwards regularly, and his large frame helps him win contested ball. 16th is Sam Walsh. His back injury hampered him early, but when he got back to full fitness coming into finals, it showed the true capabilities that he has. Best on ground in the Blues' first 2 finals rewarded him with the Gary Ayres medal. He has the perfect combination of inside and outside play. Number 17 is Harris Andrews. He still isn't spoken about a lot, but does his role perfectly. He can look a little bored on the field sometimes, but his massive frame and reach repels a lot of attacks. Led the league in spoils again while averaging 3.5 intercept marks per game. Number 18 is Tom Liberatore. Along with the Bont, he carried the Bulldogs at times. Into his 30s, he is still playing his best football and is a clearance machine, while quietly improving his outside game. His overall skills are very underrated. Number 19 is Jack Sinclair. Back-to-back All-Australians and best and fairest make him the Saints' best player. Whether it's halfback or midfield, his speed hurts oppositions. He's an accurate kick too and very consistent. The last spot in the top 20 goes to Jack Viney. For the past few seasons, he was more of a role player, but with Petrarca more forward and Oliver out with injury, he became the main on-baller. It led to 25.6 disposals per game and big impact, as he polled a very impressive 24 Brownlow votes with 7 best on grounds. Let me know what you think of the list and your thoughts on the players unlucky to miss out.